Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I actually have a tag for you on Tag Tuesday. It has been a while since I've done a tag and definitely not one on a Tuesday. I do like getting tagged for things and I apologize if you've tagged me and I haven't done it. It's just been a bit chaotic still. I'm working on them though, I promise. So definitely thank you so much for tagging me. I really do appreciate it. But what tag am I doing today? I'm doing the Don't You Forget About Me book tag, which is an original tag created by Jolene over at Bookworm Adventure Girl. If you're not familiar with Jolene, you should definitely go check out her channel. She reads a lot of Canadian literature, is incredibly intelligent, and speaks so well about her books. I envy how she talks about books. Absolutely incredible. Definitely go check her out. I've known her for a number of years now. I think since almost from right when I first started my channel. She's been a member of the Up to No Good book club for quite a while as well. Definitely go and check her out. All right, so what are the prompts for this wonderful tag? The first one is clean slates. Books you read that you don't remember anything about. And I have a shockingly bad memory. I do. I know I do. And for a book to be remembered for a long period of time, it has to really be something either incredibly special or incredibly bad. Those tend to be the two that I recall with some regularity. So the first book I have in this category, I gave 4 stars to. So I thought very highly of it when I read it. I remember nothing. And that is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. No idea. It's very well regarded on YouTube. I don't know. I don't remember why I gave it 4 stars. It's on the 1001 list. I probably should reread it because I would like to remember what it's about, but right now, nope, gone, completely gone. The other one is even worse because this one I gave 5 stars to, and it is also a 1001 book, and it is The Stone Diaries by Carol Shields. 5 stars. I do not give books 5 stars very often. I am so stingy with them. So what was it about this particular one that I gave 5 stars to? And then I read the back of this in preparation for this video. By the way, I bought this book just for this video because I didn't actually own it. And I still don't know. It just says from her calamitous birth in Manitoba in 1905 to her journey with her father in India throughout her years as a wife, mother, and widow, Daisy Stone Goodwill has struggled to understand her place in her own life. I didn't even remember the character's name was Daisy. So yeah, this is the other book for that. Maybe I'll read this in December for Remember December. Because clearly I need to reread it if I gave it 5 stars and I remember absolutely nothing about it. Yeah. Pretty bad, pretty bad. The next prompt is Jeannie's Lamp. Books you wish you could forget. I thought there's 2 different ways I could take this. Books I want to forget so I could reread it again for the first time and have that wonderful experience of reading this book again. But also books that are so just bad that I don't want to remember them. I'm going to go with that option for this particular prompt. And I thankfully do not own any of these books. So I'll try and put a book cover up for you. Yeah, I clearly didn't want them in my world. The first one is actually just a scene in a particular book that haunts me. And the book is The Kindly Ones by Jonathan Luttrell. I believe is the author name. It is about a SS officer in World War II. So you can imagine already a pretty horrific time. And there is a scene in that book that guts me every time I think about it. I can't get rid of it out of my head. It is so traumatizing in that. And it involves him and a child. And it makes me emotional just to think about it. I wish I could scrub that out of my head because while it was incredibly well done, it's also pretty horrific what happens in that particular book. So that's that one. The other one was actually on the 1001 list. I think both of these actually are on the 1001 list, but this one I read a number of years ago and I remember snippets of it. And I remember the general premise of it and wish I could forget. And it was 120 Days of Sodom by the Marquis de Sade. I do not recommend anyone read that book. I don't know why. Well, I'm sure it's on the 1001 list for a reason, but when the book transitioned into an age that I felt was completely wrong, I had to just stop reading it, and I just couldn't continue. So that book, I wish I could scrub it out of my memory, because it's just bad, and it's bad for a lot of reasons. And the last book will come as no surprise to anyone who's watched my channel for any length of time, because I've made my dislike of this book and this author known for quite a while, and that is, of course, Rabbit is Rich by John Updike. This is part of a 4-part series featuring the same character, Rabbit. And the Rabbit run, I actually did not mind. Rabbit Redux is the second book. It was okay, but it was just kind of like, what's the point? And then by the time I got to Rabbit is Rich, I was just like, I was so tired of this narcissistic, smarmy character who in the end had something happen that I just was like, no, just no. I wish I could scrub that one out of my memory banks, because I just did not like it at all. Yep. Okay, I'm moving on to a happier topic now. The next prompt is Forgotten Gems, books that you think need more love. Okay, I actually have 2 for this one. And the first one is this one, Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood. This book is a 5-star read for me again, but I loved this particular book. I love the main character, this young girl, and the journey that she goes on. I feel like this one doesn't get enough love because of Handmaid's Tale, that tends to get all the acclaim, but this one is by far my favorite Atwood novel out of all of the ones that I've read. I think I only have Surfacing and Oryx and Crake left to read of her main canon of work, but this one's been my favorite. So yeah, Cat's Eye. I think it just has so many great characters, great storyline. I like this one quite a bit. Plus I get to show off this really beautiful copy again of her books. Oh, so pretty. I still can't find Handmaid's Tale or Surfacing. I keep looking, but they're not showing up anywhere. So that's one. And the second one that I have for you is one that seems to be somewhat unknown, and it is The Collector by John Fowles. Also the author of The French Lieutenant's Women, I think is one of the titles that he wrote. And this particular book is so creepy, and it has a character who kidnaps a woman and keeps her in kind of like a basement area. And it is so psychologically just riveting what is going on in that. If you like this book, You by Carolyn Kepnes, I would say read The Collector by John Fowles, because it is along the same lines, and it is so twisted. And much like Joe Goldberg is twisted, the main character in that book is also very, very twisted. Highly recommend it though, but it was creepy. So those are the 2 that I have that I feel like need a little bit more love that I don't really hear talked about really at all. So yeah, the last prompt on here are Forget-Me-Nots, books you will always remember. For me, I picked 3 of these books. The first one I read in December as a reread, which is The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. The story of Henry and Claire and their journey is just so unique and well done in how it was told. I cried again when I read this in December. I thought it was magnificent. I just really appreciate this particular book, and I have a feeling it will remain a favorite for a long time. So that's one. I have a nonfiction book in this list, which is Winter Dance by Gary Paulsen. This is the story of Gary Paulsen running the Iditarod for the first time. If you're not familiar with the Iditarod, it is a dog sled race in Alaska, and he has no idea how to train dogs or run dogs or do anything like that, and decides to embark on this adventure. This book is one of the funniest books I have read in regards to any kind of an outdoor book. It is absolutely incredible. I went on to read Hatchet by Gary Paulsen. I've read Guts now by Gary Paulsen, but this one sticks with me. This is one that I laugh over and over again when I think about the mistakes he made, going the wrong direction on a trail. And not only does he go that way, but everyone behind him follows his tracks and goes the same way. It's like, oh, and then have to turn around and then basically pass everyone that you led the wrong way. Oh, man. But I did love this book quite a bit. Easy 5-star. I think it will be a favorite for a long time. I kind of want to get a newer copy than this one too, because this one's kind of beat up. But yeah, that one is that one. And then the last one, I love this book. I absolutely adore this book. I read this with Jack over at Spread Book Joy. We have went on to read book 2 and book 3 in this series and are reading book 4 in June. And that is, of course, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. This is the winner of the Pulitzer Prize and is shockingly not on the 1001 list. It's one of the glaring kind of gaps, I feel like, in that particular list because this book is magnificent. It has so much in it. It has relationships. It has betrayal. It has you're out on the trail. It has, just so many great characters and character names in it. And it is wonderful. It is such a good book. It'll rip your heart out in places without a doubt. Larry McMurtry is not afraid of killing some of his characters. So know that. There are a few in this that are just like, no, what I would advise you is don't get attached to anyone when you read this book, because just because you love them, yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on in this. Also, what Larry McMurtry is so good about doing is the environment and talking about the bugs and the dust and the rain. And you really feel like you're there in this book. I know this is a brick of a book. I do. I get it. I understand that part. But if you also are someone who are not sure if you like Westerns, give this one a try, because I'm telling you, I fell in love with this. I didn't like book 2 and book 3 as much as this. I'm really looking forward to book 4. And then I think I'm going to reread this after I've read all of those books again. Oh, so good though. But those are the 3 I picked for this particular category. And the last thing is to tag some cool people who love books. So normally what I would do is draw from this cool little bowl, but I haven't updated that in quite a while. So I was going to instead just go ahead and tag a few people that have tagged me recently, and also some newer channels that I've been checking out that I think you should absolutely go and check out as well. But they are all newer. Some of these are newer to me channels. So the first one is Sue Jackson. I have followed her now for a number of years. She always hosts the Big Book Summer Challenge, which I love participating in because, I do like a big book or two. So you should go and check out her channel. But I'm tagging her. She tagged me, I think, in the Girl Scout cookie tag recently. And then Jess Book Girl TV also tagged me recently. She tends to make somewhat shorter videos, but always are really fun. I do like her content quite a bit. You should go and check her out as well. So the next 4 channels are all ones that I am personally also checking out and have subscribed to recently and have started watching their videos. That is Tangible Reads is one, Paperback Stacks is one, Jenny Johnston, and Michelle Lynn Reads. Absolutely go and check them out and see what you think of them. I hope that you find a channel that you love. So that's what I have today. I would love in the comments down below if you give me one book that you've read that you cannot remember and one book that you wish you could forget. Love to see that in the comments. If not, leave me a book emoji. Why not? But as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.